or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
They actually play Miami and nobody else. Bum after bum after bum. Now, the key ingredient to this clause, though, Joe, college football undefeated season. Oh, no, wait, Donnie. You're undefeated in the regular season. You got to win like 4 games to win that championship. No, you don't. It's regular season. Notre Dame, the kings of duck, and saying, hey, we're going to play the easiest schedule ever. They got it.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
They weren't giving it to...
Oh, it's a good point.
They weren't giving it to Nick Bonito. No, but I'm saying Bonito's a great player.
Yeah.
But he's not a household name.
Right.
You know, you survey 100 NFL or 1,000 NFL fans, they're not picking Nick Bonito out of a hat before Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons.
Right.
And that's, you know, when you get down to this award, that's the problem.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
February 7th, Xfinity Mobile Arena.
This is the most entertaining fighting in fighting, man.
Fight fans of Philly! Knucklemania 6 in Philly.
Super Bowl Friday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. Somehow, someway, we've made it to Super Bowl Friday. That guy right over there is Tyrone A. Johnson. Good to see you, Tyrone.
Oh, thank you,
We
sir.
got lots of Super Bowl stuff for you today. Obviously, yesterday, a lot of the awards get announced, and I got to tell you, I'm thrilled that the guy I voted for, Matthew Stafford, is the NFL MVP. What's fascinating about it is how some of the other voting went and who came in second place. So,
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's your MVP. Drake May came in second place.
Yep.
Why did Drake May come in second place? All right. First place votes, 24 of them went to Stafford.
Yep.
23 of them went to Drake May. He actually lost by 5 total points.
Yes.
You get 10 points for a first place vote, and obviously you start going lower and lower and lower, depending on where you got voted, right?
Yeah.
So here's what's interesting about it. There were 3 guys that got votes outside of Stafford and Drake May.
Right.
Josh Allen got 2 first place votes. And believe it or not, there's a guy that came out publicly and admitted it.
Yeah.
Voted for Justin Herbert. So now play it out. If the Justin Herbert vote goes to Drake May, Drake May is your MVP.
Yes.
If the Justin Herbert vote goes to anybody else, Matthew Stafford stays as your MVP.
Yes.
The guy came out and said, the voter came out and said, I give him credit for it. He owned up to it. We can debate if he did it on purpose for attention and all that in a second. But he said, look, I watched every single Charger game, and if you watched that game, you saw the greatest quarterback performance this year behind the worst offensive line. And the only way the Chargers made it to the playoffs this year was because on the will and the will alone of Justin Herbert. Now, you want to laugh now? You want to laugh after?
I mean, it's just it's an irresponsible vote when it comes down to it. Now, I don't know who he would have voted for. He didn't say. We don't know who he voted for second.
I don't know the answer to that either.
Yeah, and it's not. I checked the thread because he tweeted it all out. I don't know. But it's an irresponsible vote.
Yeah.
And that's my issue with it. Now, maybe Stafford's still the MVP, maybe. But we don't know because of that.
As long as that guy
vote.
doesn't vote for Drake May, Matt Stafford's still the MVP.
Right, but
and I don't know if Drake May was his second choice. If he was, then if you're a Patriots fan or a Drake May fan, I suppose you've got a legitimate gripe. But here's the funny thing about it. Like, and I'm glad you said that you have a problem with it because it's like a wasted vote. Like, none of us think, I'm with you. Justin Herbert's not in the conversation for MVP. I would have gone Jonathan Taylor before I went Justin Herbert.
Me too.
I would have gone with, A lot of guys.
Yeah, I think Allen also doesn't deserve it, but that's a better choice in my opinion.
So Josh Allen got 2 of the votes.
Right.
I think those are wasted votes also.
Right.
Here's my reality with it, though, and I think you and I are going to disagree on this part of it. I don't care. Like, the fact that there's such an uproar right now from, I guess, football purists or writers out there that don't have a vote or do have a vote that voted for either Drake May or Matt Stafford, who are like, those 3 guys, the 2 guys that voted for Allen, the 1 guy that voted for Herbert, how dare you vote for those guys? You should lose your voting rights. You shouldn't be allowed to vote. Because here's the reality, Tyrone. If you want to appoint an MVP, then just go ahead and appoint him. If you want to put it up for a vote, then you have to allow people to vote the way their conscience tells them to vote. I'm with you. The fact that a guy voted for Justin Herbert doesn't make sense. The fact that someone this particular year, or 2 guys, would vote for Josh Allen doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, I don't care. And if you're given the right to vote, and you're willing to tell people who you voted for, like the guy that voted for Herbert did, then everybody else can go pound sand. Because if you want to just appoint the guy that you want to be MVP, then let's just do it that way and take the democratic process out of it. Nobody gets to vote, and 3 guys go in a room, get stoned and say, he's the MVP, he's the defensive player of the year, he's the blah, 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 blah. And that's what troubles me about this. It's that because there are some people out there that don't like the results of the vote, all of a sudden it is that guy should lose his vote. And I completely disagree with that. And that's the problem. You want to know why the Washington Post lost their sports staff? Because of crap like that. Entitlement like that if my guy doesn't win and you're the reason my guy didn't win, then you should lose your vote because you didn't vote the way I wanted you to vote. It's garbage. It's comical, and it's everything wrong with entitled sports writers and sports broadcasters who think the sun rises and sets with their dopey opinion in an attempt to get clicks. It's a dumb vote, yes. But man, oh man, let's take the guy's vote away because he didn't vote for the guy that you expected and wanted to win? That ain't cool either, man.
Okay, so they're there because they're supposed to have some expertise. If a guy is proven...
But do they?
Yes, I believe some of them do.
Right, so,
see, I respect sports writers significantly more than you do, the good ones. But I also think the bad ones are a cancer to the entire situation.
Okay.
And it leads to more...
Just have curiosity, because I want to walk you through this with you.
Yes.
What makes a sports writer a bad sports writer versus a good one?
I think that it has to be, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
As long as you can back it up logically.
Okay.
And I don't believe his explanation was logical.
Okay.
Because he didn't pay attention to, for example, Matt Stafford's injuries on his offensive line.
Okay.
He didn't pay attention. He was too close. I believe he only watched Chargers games. I don't think he watched other games.
He covers the Chargers. I'm
yeah,
with you
I think that's all he did.
Okay.
So for me, I'm not saying you take his vote away, but I do think that if you're going to bother to vote, which you don't have to, then do it right. Take it seriously, or don't do it.
Let's assume the guy's not out there to get clicks and become famous, and I don't know the guy.
But hold on. You can't do that anymore.
Well, I'm saying,
you can never do that
putting that to the
anymore.
side that there's a possibility that this guy, now everybody knows his name, Monson, whatever it is, right, that there is a possibility, I'm with you on this, that the guy did it. The reason the guy announced that he was the guy that did it afterwards is that a lot of people start following him now, and maybe he gets a better job. Maybe he becomes famous, and maybe that was his goal. I want to put that to the side for a second because I'm not sure if that's not why he did it.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate the fact that he put his name to it. Like, Tony Dungy didn't tell anybody who he voted for out of the 5 guys that were finalists the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's so funny to me when people that do have a vote or people that are in the sports media world, have such an entitlement. And it's like, look, it's obviously that the vote should have gone to this guy or that guy. So the fact that he didn't vote for this guy or that guy, shame on him. Let's take away his vote. And only people that voted the way I think they should have voted get to vote. So my problem's not with what you're saying. My problem is the reaction from other voters and people in sports media that maybe don't have a vote all day today now, up in arms. Oh, I can't believe you voted for Herbert. I can't believe you voted for Josh Allen. Now, I agree those votes don't make sense to me, but if I had a vote and I voted my conscience, now I would have voted for Stafford. I was very open about that. and you have a problem with how I voted, that's your problem. That ain't my problem. And if you thought a guy was a better candidate and you want to go on TV and on social media now yelling and screaming about how Carton should lose his vote because my guy didn't win or the guy I thought should have won didn't win, that's your problem. That ain't my problem. Congratulations to Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I think you're with me on this part of it. A deserving MVP.
He wouldn't have got my vote.
Oh, my own.
He wouldn't have gotten my vote. I've been very
you would have
consistent.
voted for Drake May.
Drake May had a better season.
No, he didn't have a better season.
He did have a better season.
Do you want to go through this right now?
Yes.
You do want to go through this?
Of course I do.
All right.
Of course I do.
All right, hold on. I'm going to bring the stats up. And it's fascinating to me that you would have voted for Drake May.
I would have.
I'm not sure if that's like an NFC bias of yours or something like that. You bring up Drake May stats. I'll bring up Stafford stats, okay? Hold on 1 second here. All right, here we go. Matthew Stafford this year threw for 4,707 yards.
Yeah.
How many yards did Drake May throw for?
4,394.
Okay, that's a win for me.
Not really.
I threw for more yards.
Yeah, total yards is such it's archaic way to look at it.
I've got other stats for you.
I don't think you do.
All right. Touchdowns. Matthew Stafford threw 46 touchdown passes this year. How many did your guy throw?
31.
That's another win for me.
Right.
Matthew Stafford only threw 8 interceptions this year. How many did your guys throw?
8.
Okay, so that's a wash. Although my guy threw more passes, so,
if you go to look at it, that
I win number 1, I win number 2, I win number 3.
You don't.
You want to go? I admittedly am not a quarterback rating guy. Do you want to go quarterback rating? What's your guys' rating?
Yes, his
I'm sorry?
113.5, highest in the league.
Okay, I'm a 109.
Yeah.
It's a wash.
QBR, number 1. Completion percentage, number 1. Yards per attempt, number 1.
Yeah.
Average yards, air yards, number 1.
Air yards?
Yes, he's pushing the ball downfield.
By default, I win.
Short passes.
It's another win for the kid. Tyrone's 0-1.
February 7th, Xfinity Mobile Arena.
This is the most entertaining fighting, man.
Fight fans of Philly! Knucklemania 6 in Philly.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the two-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks. We can capitalize. We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
But I will say, at 4.5 and over, I've been with covers for 20 plus years now. I've been betting for a long time. When it comes to 4 and 4.5 point spreads, if I'm looking at the favorite, I do not lay the points. I go straight to the money line, knowing that it's minus 200. This has been a no man's land for football betting in the NFL, basically since 2015, since they moved the point after touchdown back.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. Another little interesting thing that happened is the Hall of Fame was announced yesterday. So of those 5 guys, I'll do the 5 guys first, that are part of that old-timers committee and coaches and contributors and owners and whatnot. Only one of those 5 guys got in. That was Roger Craig. So congratulations to Roger Craig.
Yes.
So I found it interesting that you had 50 people voting. You needed 40 votes to get in, and you could only vote for 3 of the 5 contestants, okay?
Right.
So I called my son up, who's really computer savvy. I said, I want you to go on whatever your favorite AI program is, math program, and I want you to put the following results in, okay? We're following equation in. You have 5 candidates. You have 50 voters. By rule, every voter can only vote for 3 of the 5 contestants, and you need 40 votes to make it into the Hall of Fame. What are the odds with those parameters that only 1 of the 5 finalists would advance into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Now, if I already told you this, we don't have to play the game here. But if you had to take a guess, what are the odds, based on the parameters that the Hall of Fame set up, that only 1 of the 5 contestants would actually get in to the Hall of Fame?
You see, I was thinking that it would be like maybe a 10% chance.
Okay.
Because you're not allegedly you're not allowed to vote for 0.
Correct. You have to vote for 3.
You have to vote for 3 of the 5.
Yes.
So if you move it around, it would have to almost fall perfectly, it feels like, for only 1 to get in. You would think there'd be enough crossover votes to where,
Seems like it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not talking about a lot of people. It's not like 3 out of 30.
Right.
Like 3 out of 5.
Yeah, it
right?
feels like
60%, right?
Yeah,
right?
so maybe 10,
right.
maybe 15%.
All right, what if I said lower, Bob?
Let's go 10% like I
Lower,
originally
Bob.
said. 5% chance.
Lower, Bob.
4.
Lower, Bob.
3.
Lower, Bob.
2.
Lower, Bob.
That's a 1.
1. And that's my problem with, good for Roger Craig to get in. This is not a Roger Craig issue. Okay?
I think he deserved it.
So the odds, the basic mathematical odds with those parameters, 50 people voting, 40 votes to get in. Every voter has to vote for 3 out of the 5 people. Can't vote for more.
Right.
Can't vote for less, okay? The odds for only 1 person of those 5 men or women, ultimately, to get in is only 1%. Now, the odds of 2 of those 5 people getting in is 0.003%, meaning there's no mathematical equation that would get 2 of those people in. Now, here's what I find. That's just math. That's pure math.
Yeah.
That's got nothing to do with the other people involved, the Hall of Fame, Belichick, none of that stuff. I didn't realize how slim the odds were based on those parameters for anybody to get in. And even less for multiple people to get in. I thought, and I was totally wrong on this, that based on those parameters, all right, you need 40 out of 50 votes. You got 50, right, blah, 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 and you got to vote for 3 people. I thought for sure when it was announced that Belichick wasn't in and that Kraft wasn't in, that at least 2 of the players of the 3, Kenny Anderson, L.C. Greenwood, and of course Roger Craig, who did get in, would have gotten in. But the reality from a math standpoint is that it was impossible for 2 people to get in and almost impossible for even 1 of them to get in. Meaning Roger Craig, and they did not announce this where I saw it, probably only got the exact number he needed, which is 40.
Right.
Probably didn't get 41 or 45.
Right.
Probably just got in with 40.
Right.
So the reason I bring that up is, rightfully so, there was all this indignation last week when we learned that Bill Belichick, first off, did not get in.
Right.
How does Bill Belichick not get in? Well, he didn't get in because of math.
Right.
And a lot of people are saying today, well, look, it's clear now that Bill Belichick didn't get in because he's a bad guy. No. There are people saying Bill Belichick didn't get in because the media hates him. No. Bill Belichick didn't get in because of math. Not because this is the voters sending a message about Deflategate or Spygate or him being a douche to the media. He did not get in because of math. Robert Kraft, who's obviously deserving of a Hall of Fame nod, considering the other owners that have not accomplished anything near what he accomplished, is clearly a Hall of Famer. He didn't get in because of math. It's not because there's an agenda against the Patriots or an agenda against the cheating scandals. This comes down to raw math. There was a 1% chance that even 1 of those 5 guys got in, and a 0.0003% chance that a second guy got in. So all the rhetoric out there, the narrative out there of this is a message we're sending, and Bill Polian, who, by the way, maybe he did rig the vote. I don't know. But this is more about math than it is a message being sent to Bill Belichick. We wanted you to feel our wrath and not get in as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I like this for a couple of reasons now. One, all those players had an opportunity to get in the Hall of Fame the regular way, and they didn't.
Not the coach or the owner, the players.
Right, I'm putting the 3 players to the side first.
Correct.
And I've already been on the record of saying that when I watch football, players for me, I understand there are many that disagree, more important than any coach. Players for me, more important than any owner.
You and I are lockstep on that.
So that's my.
I'm with you on that.
So therefore, it being difficult like that to me makes sense. Now, should it be that hard for like Larry Fitzgerald, who got in, for example? We'll get to that.
Yep.
No, because that's a different situation. He's on the first ballot. It's a different situation.
And that's players versus players.
Right, players versus players. Right. And also, he'll have years to make it.
Yes.
Once you don't make it for many years, it should be really hard to get in.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Roger Craig got in. And now I think clearly going in, those writers must have decided when they saw the ballot, we're getting Roger Craig in. And then by math.
Collectively.
Right, collectively.
Not like 50 guys thinking by themselves.
No.
Because like you, I'm a player guy first. Mm-hmm. But I've always made the argument, no disrespect to Roger Craig. I think Roger Craig's a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. And maybe that was an injustice done years ago. So I'm with you on that. But I'm also a believer, there's going to be a guy or guys that get wronged every year. It's going to happen. And that's unfortunate for those men that don't get in.
Giants fans are saying that about Eli, for example.
Yeah, Eli didn't even get to the final 10.
Right, for example.
So and I believe some point he's going to get in. Although he's clearly not close to getting in right now. Maybe he'll be a Roger Craig one day, and we'll feel bad for him and we'll put him in. But I've always believed, even though there have been guys that have been wrong, there's no doubt about that, especially going back to the 60s and 70s and some of the 80s, that if you don't get in when you're originally eligible to get in, you've done nothing since then to warrant another look at your stats, and now all of a sudden we're going to put you in. And I know that's going to leave some guys out of the Hall of Fame, and that sucks for those guys. Like it took Joe Klecko 40 years to get in. We all thought he was a Hall of Famer, but he wasn't until he got in an old-timers vote.
Right.
I'm always of the belief, while we're going to leave some guys out, that makes the Hall of Fame a more special building.
I agree.
And while no disrespect to Roger Craig, congratulations. I always thought of you as a Hall of Famer. Roger Craig getting in and Bill Belichick not getting in, your words, not mine, from a previous conversation, is a miscarriage of justice. Because one guy's the greatest of all time and the other guy's not. That's the way that goes. Math is the problem.
Saturday, February 7th, Conor McGregor will be in the building for Knuckle Mania 6. In the main event, heavyweights collide as champ Ben Rothwell defends against Andrei Arlovski. In the co-main event, we find out who's the #1 pound-for-pound bare-knuckle fighter in the world. It's Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt versus Dave Redneck Mundell. Plus, a heated rematch ignites as Tony Loco Soto runs it back with Ben the Bomber Bonner. And the women bring pure intensity as Jade Massam Wong faces Crystal the Rugged Beauty Pittman. For how to watch live, go to bkfc.com for more info.
Aaron Peterson right now is -300 to be the top pick in the NBA draft. And anybody that saw the game on Saturday, you saw his vicious dunk, and you saw his explosiveness, and he hung 18 points up on the board in the first half, right? What did he do in the second half? Ask Bill Self. Why did he come out of the game? What did Bill Self say? I don't know. Ask him. This is where we're at right now.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Card Show. We've got Giannis report coming up in a few minutes as well here on the show. Giannis took a shot right at LeBron James, and I'm here for all of it. We've got player-on-player fighting, and it's two of the biggest names in the sport. I'll tell you what Giannis said about LeBron in just 1 second.
Yeah, because I saw everything Giannis saw. I'm interested in what he said about LeBron, because I didn't see anything.
He took a howitzer. He took an AK. He took an atomic bomb to your your fake goat over there, LeBron James. That's coming up in just a bit. I want to give you one more football thing here, Tyrone, if I may. And I want to bring up our producer, Ethan Kleinberg, who's coming up right now. It's going to take him a few extra seconds. Here we go right now.
Yeah.
He's, he has a tough time navigating steps. Ethan, if you could just share the microphone with Tyrone over there.
Sure.
I wanted you to listen and see me when I announced something that happened yesterday. And with no cursing, please, get your take on what's taking place here, okay? Let's get him on camera. Tyrone, move over a little bit more there for me, pal.
Move over.
All right, so we've had many arguments on the show about a couple of rookies with the New York Giants. When I said that Abdul Carter had an average at best year and was a big disappointment to the Giants, people like Ethan got on my grill about it.
That's right.
And I was attacked viciously on social media. Oh, he had 4 sacks. He came on strong late. Look how many pressures he had. Your guy, Abdul Carter, 0 votes for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So I'm not the only one
Defensive Rookie.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Apparently, all 50 voters agreed with me. Your guy, Abdul Carter, 0 votes.
Well, he did get enough to be present and be one of the finalists.
He could have bought a ticket.
No. He was listed as one of the finalists. Now, he did, if you watch the games, if you watch the games, he was a little better than what the fans were saying early on, but should not have gotten any votes.
0 votes for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, probably.
Let's go to your savior, Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, again, was up for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Something that you remember a couple years ago. The New York Jets had both. Garrett Wilson was Offensive Rookie of the Year. Sauce Gardner was Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Out?
7 wins.
How'd that turn out?
More wins than the Giants had this year, with 2 candidates for Offensive Defensive Rookies of the Year.
Yeah.
Your guy, Jackson Dart, I'll give you this. Hot girlfriend. So hot. Want to touch the high knee.
Maybe put that pick up now, boys. There
Okay,
you go.
here we go. Marissa Ayers, full breasts on display. Full on display. Well played, Marissa. Your guy, Jackson Dart, 1 vote.
But winning at life.
Came in 4th place, got a single vote, and I believe the guy that voted for him covers the New York Giants and was kissing his ass.
Is that so?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I know the guy did. I'm not saying his name out loud because he's embarrassed himself enough covering the New York Giants. But yeah, 1 vote, and that vote came from a Giant beat reporter.
Shouldn't have gotten the 1 vote.
Oh, you're going the opposite way now on me?
He's
you're going the opposite way on me?
Man. I love him. I love everything about him. He shouldn't have gotten votes.
Tyrone, how much smack talk has Ethan done to you and I? You as an Eagle fan, me as a Jet fan, and now he's like, I agree with the vote?
Yeah, now what is this about? Now all of a sudden you get under the bright lights and you start backpedaling.
I'm happy to defend my things, but I wouldn't have voted for him for Offensive Rookie of the Year. You can't.
Yeah, 1 vote.
You can't.
A single vote, came in 4th place.
That guy should lose his voting privilege.
Where's the Giants' outrage?
No.
Where is it?
In a couple years, when he's up for MVP and deserving of it, we'll talk.
Okay.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. He didn't even. How many games did he even start?
Well, I got to tell you, I did not see this coming at all.
Come on.
For the last several weeks, in my ear, all I'm getting is, you hate Abdul Carter, you hate the Giants.
You do.
You hate Jackson Dart. We're going to win both awards, blah, 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 blah.
We're going to win both.
And all of a sudden, you hear supporting the fact that neither guy won, and combined, they got a single vote. Yuck.
I would just say, can we see the picture of him again?
Yes. Give me the picture of Marissa Ayers again, please, boys. Thank you very much.
I rest my case.
He's a winner off the field.
He's a winner.
I saw them eating fast food together on Instagram yesterday.
What would you rather win?
Yeah, you can go back now.
No, what would you rather?
Watch your head. Yeah.
What would you rather win?
Go ahead.
Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
With let's say on a 1 to 10, your version of a 6.
Oh, it's a girlfriend, you mean?
Yeah, right. But you win Rookie of the Year. You might go into a very lucrative and maybe get a different girl down the road.
Rookie of the Year, but my girlfriend is a 6.
Your version of a 6.
Okay.
Or you do just like Dart did, 1 vote.
Go ahead.
But your girlfriend is that woman. Who would you rather be?
I'm going to take Rookie of the Year in a 6.
Okay, why?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because the 6 has to try harder.
Okay.
That's why.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The 6 is so happy to be with me as Rookie of the Year. And let's say I look like Jackson Dart. Good-looking kid, obviously, right?
Well, no, you look like the guy that the Cleveland kid. Who went off it? You look like the Panthers wide receiver.
Whatever. Is he a good-looking guy?
Yeah, pretty good, I guess.
All right, so I'm Rookie of the Year, and I'm with a 6.
Yeah.
As opposed to a 10 that's high maintenance at some point and is never going to have a job. and is never going to do anything but wait for me to get home.
Apparently she has family money.
I don't care what kind of money she has or doesn't have. And I know her parents are on the red carpet with them, and they're thrilled that their bimbo daughter, landed a football player who's going to make a lot of money. I'm taking the 6. I love you, 6s.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
They actually play Miami and nobody else. Bum after bum after bum. Now, the key ingredient to this clause, though, Joe, college football undefeated season. Ooh, no, wait, Donnie. You go undefeated in the regular season, you got to win like 4 games to win that championship. No, you don't. It's regular season. Notre Dame, the kings of duck, and saying, hey, we're going to play the easiest schedule ever. They got it.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
They weren't giving it to...
No, it's a good point.
They weren't giving it to Nick Benito. No, but I'm saying Benito's a great player.
Yeah.
But he's not a household name.
Right.
You survey 100 NFL or 1,000 NFL fans, they're not picking Nick Benito out of a hat before Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons.
Right.
And that's, when you get down to this award, that's the problem.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
February 7th, Xfinity Mobile Arena.
This is the most entertaining fighting in fighting, man.
Fight fans of Philly! Knucklemania 6 in Philly.
All right, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as well. Obviously, the big news yesterday, who gets into the Hall of Fame, who doesn't get into the Hall of Fame. Drew Brees gets in, only quarterback to get in. Larry Fitzgerald, of course, the crazy talented Cardinals wide receiver, he gets in. Luke Kuechly. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Kuechly.
I can't believe that dude's a Hall of Famer, but congratulations to him.
No, he was
He ain't a Hall of Famer. This is the problem with the Hall of Fame. It's watered down.
It's not watered down. He's a great player.
He's fine.
He was a
I
great
never thought of him
player.
as a Hall of Famer, but again,
everyone thought of him as a Hall of Famer.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
So everybody
yes, you
didn't.
did. Everyone did.
I never would have voted for him. And by the way, congratulations. I don't, good for you and your family. I wouldn't have voted for him, but I don't care that he got in. And here's the interesting one. Adam Vinatieri got in.
Yeah.
And you can make a great argument that the Patriots don't have 6 Super Bowl wins without Adam Vinatieri, especially that first one with Tom Brady, where he makes the kick against the Rams, etc. But
also one with the Colts.
Yes,
won a Super Bowl with the Colts.
Great kicker.
And I think was
if we're putting kickers in the Hall of Fame, he belongs there.
I actually think he ended up playing more years with the Colts than the Patriots.
You guys fact check that so we know that's not a bad one. But no issue. You guys get in the Hall of Fame. Congratulations. And Roger Craig, of course, is the 5th guy that gets in. Can I just say this so it's being said and it'll be out there living the ether forever?
Yeah.
Walk me through how it is that you and I live in a world where Adam Vinatieri is in the Hall of Fame and Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft are not in the Hall of Fame. And that's not a knock at Adam Vinatieri. He was a great kicker, as you said, for 2 different teams. I think he goes in as a Patriot, but we can worry about that later on.
10 years Patriot, 14 years Colts.
I'd still put him as a Patriot, but whatever. You can figure that on your own. Walk me through again how Adam Vinatieri is a Hall of Famer and Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft are not Hall of Famers. And don't use the argument about player versus coach, player versus owner, because that's a separate argument, and I'm with you on. But how, again, are the New England Patriots being represented in the Hall of Fame from that era of football, that 10 years of football, and the coach is not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
And this one, I would never use the player versus coach or owner
because we agree on that.
No, because kickers aren't football players. At the end of the day, they're not. Like they're kickers. They're separate.
And by the way, kickers play football. And they belong or they deserve Hall of Fame consideration.
They do, but
so no problem with that.
But even if you're the most important kicker, and even if you're making 70-yarders, right? There's a bunch of football players that had to do something to get you in position to kick that kick.
That's fine.
And for me, the positional importance does matter because there's very few safeties, for example, in the Hall of Fame because the people that decide say safety is less important.
We view that position differently. It's getting better now, but yes.
Yes, that's how we look at it.
Yeah.
And if we're going to look at that honestly, it is patently ridiculous that Adam Vinatieri's in and Bill Belichick and Kraft aren't in. It is.
Again, good for him. I think since we are voting kickers in now, he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
But he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame before Bill Belichick gets in the Hall of Fame. I saw someone online this morning made an interesting point that I'm going to kind of take ownership of because it's a really good point. I apologize not recognizing who said it. It was someone on Twitter. But they're actually right. And it regards the Hall of Fame. And it goes back again to the reality that you've got a guy who's just the greatest coach of all time who's not in the Hall of Fame, and now you have a kicker who's a damn good kicker who I can make the argument should be in the Hall of Fame, but not before the other guy.
Yeah.
Like that, just like when I'm trying to make things make sense in my head, and it's the same class. Like if I had to choose, let's say I put those three guys together. And I'm going to decide right now, you can only vote for one of them.
Yeah.
You can vote for Belichick, Kraft, or Vinatieri, and only one of those three guys gets in. I think we'd all agree that Belichick's the guy that gets our vote.
Yes.
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
Easy.
Not out of Vinatieri.
Would be very easy. And I can make an argument for Vinatieri over Kraft. I can make an argument. I cannot make an argument for Vinatieri over Belichick.
Right. So here's the point a guy made online, which I thought was actually a good one. In a lot of ways, the fact that it leaked out, that Belichick did not get in, and we've kind of known that for the better part of a week now, it's a good thing we did.
Yep.
Because if we didn't know that, and we had this assumption that Belichick was getting in out of the five, Belichick, Kraft, L.C. Greenwood, Kenny Anderson, and of course Roger Craig, who did get in, and we found out last night for the first time that Belichick didn't get in, that Kraft didn't get in, but Vinatieri did, then the Belichick snub would be the only thing we're talking about today. I'll give you an example of that. The number one story right now with the NFL today, after last night's NFL Honors Award ceremony, is not the five guys that got in.
No.
That is not the most viral story from last night. The most viral story from last night is not even Jackson Dart's girlfriend looking tremendous. Marissa Ayers.
Yeah.
The number one story, and it's a two-pronged story, but the number one story from last night is that comedian and actress Tiffany Haddish, all right, couldn't pronounce the name Vrabel. Mike Vrabel was your Coach of the Year. She introduced that award as the winner of Coach of the Year was...
What she say, Vrabel?
No.
What's she, Vrabel?
No.
What'd she say?
She didn't say Vrabel.
No. Vrabel?
No.
Vrabel? Like,
how did she say it? Yeah.
Verbal.
She said the NFL Coach of the Year is Mike Verbal.
Yeah.
And then she said, and I know she's got an earpiece in, a producer talking to her. She said the Coach of the Year is Mike Verbal.
Yeah.
And then she doubled down on it. And she said, Coach Verbal couldn't be here today because the Patriots are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, again, it'd be nice to say the guy's name right.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of media people, I can't believe she got it wrong.
I'm not mad at her.
You're asking a comedian, an actress, someone who's not a football fan to push a button. The name comes up on the little laptop she had, whatever iPad she had. And look, Vrabel seems like an obvious name to say, but you and I know him.
For 20 years as a coach and a player. We've known him forever.
You're going to Tiffany Haddish, who does not know the guy's name before she pushes the button to open it up on her screen, and she panicked a little bit. She saw... Verbal. I mean, and that's why she said it.
I don't think that's an easy name if you don't know. My beef is...
Hang on. We're getting to the second one. I assume that's where your beef is?
Yes.
Okay, let me
just... Well, no.
Okay,
my beef is not with either one of them.
Okay, good.
So... The NFL's problem. This is their show. This is their production.
That's right.
How about you tell the person before they get on stage multiple times
how to pronounce
all the people? It's only 3 people.
Oh, I agree.
It can only be 3 people. Do your job, NFL.
Yes.
That's on the NFL, not her. She's there because she's famous, not because she's a big football
Correct.
fan.
And she's going to be trolled all day today, dragged through the mud.
It's not her fault.
And she's going to have to apologize. Look, you messed up my name. Is it the biggest deal in the world? No. But, the entitled media, I can't believe they did that. You're right. The NFL just should have told her. The other one, though, is an interesting one. So you've got Barry Sanders and Drewski. If you don't know who Drewski is, he's like a sketch comedian.
Yeah.
He's not a stand-up guy. He does really funny videos.
Yes.
Many of them based on race. They are hilarious. Very funny dude. His videos are money.
Yes.
And he's a huge star now, right?
Yes.
So he's the guy that's going to announce your Offensive Player of the Year.
And this is a hard name this time. This is a hard name.
Dude, it's almost an impossible name to say. It's Jackson Smith Najigba. That is his name.
Right.
A lot of people just call him JSN because the last name Najigba is a tough name to pronounce for a lot of us.
It's a difficult name.
Okay. So he wins Offensive Player of the Year. And Drewski, and I have to assume he's doing it because he thinks it's funny and he's a football fan and he thinks he's going to get a laugh out of it. He, I believe, purposely messes up the last name Najigba. And there's a name he says that I cannot say, nor would I say.
Right.
The N-bomb, essentially.
Essentially.
And he says it twice.
Right. He has wiggle room.
On the first name.
On the first, to me, it's clear what he's trying to do. And he's up there with a guy who's not in on the joke with Barry Sanders.
And Barry Sanders then says out loud how to pronounce Najigba.
Right.
All right. So at the end, after the joke falls flat and he drops the N-bomb twice, he then says JSN and looks around and ain't nobody laughing.
Right. You knew it was JSN. If you knew enough to call him JSN, you could figure out how to pronounce the name.
JSN has since commented on it, and he was upset.
Right.
He's like, I know my name is tough to pronounce, but if you do a little time and look it up, I'll spell it for you phonetically. And if you want to call me JSN, that's fine.
It's fine.
But what you did to my name last night is actually offensive to my mom and dad.
Yeah.
So Drewski's joke didn't land, and Tiffany Haddish might just be dumb.
February 7th, Xfinity Mobile Arena.
This is the most entertaining fighting in fighting, man.
Fight fans of Philly! Knucklemania 6 in Philly.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the two-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks. We can capitalize. We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
But I will say at 4.5 and over, I've been with covers for 20 plus years now. I've been betting for a long time. When it comes to 4 and 4.5 point spreads, if I'm looking at the favorite, I do not lay the points. I go straight to the money line, knowing that it's minus 200. This has been a no man's land for football betting in the NFL, basically since 2015, since they moved the point after touchdown back.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as well. Obviously, everything's Super Bowl related, but if you indulge me for a second, I got a couple NBA stories for you, and one of them involves star-on-star crime, and I'm always here for that.
Well, I'm looking forward to this.
Your guy, Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Giannis, quite famously, did not get traded yesterday.
Yep.
He's staying with the Milwaukee Bucks, okay? Mm-hmm. So obviously Knicks fans thought we might get him. Golden State Warriors fans thought they might get him. He did not get traded. Did you happen to see what Giannis said and how he took a direct shot at LeBron James? You sunk my battleship.
I saw what he said. I did not see the shot at LeBron James.
You did not see the shot?
No, I saw what he said. I did not see the shot at LeBron James. That's why I'm so excited for you to enlighten me on the whole Giannis situation. Yeah.
I don't know if do you guys have the quote you could put up or no?
I wonder if he took it down.
I don't know. No.
I have it in front of me. Let me get it.
Yeah, you have the quote there?
Yeah, he says, legends don't chase.
I'm sorry?
Legends don't chase.
Legends don't chase.
They attract.
They attract.
Yeah.
And that is a direct message at the LeBron James battleship. Let's say it again.
What?
Legends don't chase, they attract. What's the number one thing that LeBron haters always say about LeBron? LeBron James chased the championship.
They talk about everything about
LeBron James went to Miami to join a championship team with Dwayne Wade and brought Chris Bosh with him because he was doing what? Chasing a championship. LeBron James went to L.A. to try to chase a championship. LeBron James has never stayed put and tried to attract talent to him and win a championship. He has always chased the title, and that's well documented. And I love the fact that...
So he didn't get Kevin Love and them to come to Cleveland to win that one? That didn't happen?
He did not.
Kevin Love was already there. He wasn't in Minnesota.
That's right. Kevin Love, that's the guy you're standing on?
Kevin Love, who got the big stop on Curry in Game 7.
Kevin Love's the guy?
Yes.
Kevin Love's the guy?
The third person of the big three.
Kevin Love's the guy. You're saying that he attracted Kevin Love?
That's right.
Flat-footed white guy playing basketball?
Excellent player.
Kevin Love?
Yes. Beach Boy lineage.
Kevin Love?
Yes. Beach Boy lineage.
Here's the reality that people like you, LeBron apologists, don't
I'm not a
like.
LeBron apologist. You made something up.
It's one thing.
So I'm making stuff up.
It's one
if you
thing
can make it up.
when a handsome loudmouth on TV or the radio or the podcast says the things that I happen to say about LeBron. If you want to attack me as a non-player, a guy that doesn't respect my basketball acumen, I'm here for all of it. That's fine. And I'll take it, and I know where it comes from. People on LeBron's payroll, people that go to bed with Clutch and wake up with Clutch hugging him and giving him a reach around, and I can accept that. But when a guy like Giannis comes out and says verbatim everything I've said about LeBron, you can't attack it. Because Giannis is one of the 25 greatest players of his generation, maybe of all time. He's got a ring, so he's got the championship pedigree. And he said what I've been saying, a lot of people like me have been saying for years. Great players do not chase championships. They attract talent to come to them. They are the moon that people revolve around. They don't go chasing planets. The sun?
The sun or the earth. The moon is, nobody chases the moon.
Nobody chases the moon?
The moon chases.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's the sun. Or the moon, the earth, whatever it is. You get my point.
The earth or the sun.
Giannis just laid credence to everything I've said for the last decade, which is why Joe Dumars looked me in the face and called me a basketball aficionado, which he did, and I'll show you the tape of it if you want to see it.
No, I want to see that tape.
Because I was right. Ethan, give me a copy of that tape.
No. That's not why I wanted to get it.
Yeah.
I want to get it because currently.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you going to tell me what this record is as a GM? I see that coming.
I mean,
Joe Dumars is a Hall of Famer. Leave it alone.
As a player.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, he's
Joe Dumars looked me in and said, Craig, you're a basketball aficionado.
They have the second worst record in the league with no first round pick.
By the way, Michael Jordan was a lousy owner. Is he not the greatest of all time?
Joe Dumars won a championship.
I'm not taking Joe Dumars' hate from you today.
Listen, you got to accept that hate, okay?
I'm not taking hate on Joe Dumars.
If you want to use Joe Dumars as your cosign,
he said I'm a basketball
then Joe
aficionado.
Dumars, not knowing anything about basketball, is part of that cosign.
No, he's not.
Yes, it is.
Let's get back to Giannis.
He didn't say anything about
Giannis said LeBron James is a fraud.
He did not.
Giannis said LeBron James ain't nobody's GOAT. He ain't nobody's king.
No, he didn't.
LeBron James is nobody. Giannis just put words to actions. Giannis just said real stars, real great players never chase championships. They attract talent. Michael Jordan never chased. Larry Bird never chased. Magic Johnson never chased. Isaiah Thomas never chased. None of the greats ever chased. It's the clowns that chase championships. The great players stand by themselves as men that attracted players to come play with them. Giannis finally said what I've been saying for years, and once again, I'm proven correct.
You are not. Giannis did not say that. Okay, you inferred what any of that nonsense. But here's the thing. This is what's great. Because after this offseason, the Bucks could have $40 million in cap space.
Go ahead.
And maybe they could create ways. They didn't have a great trade deadline as far as shedding salary, which was dumb, but maybe they could create some more.
Sure.
If Giannis is correct,
people go to Milwaukee.
There's going to be some superstar that has options and says, you know what I want to do?
Yeah.
I want to live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That's right.
To play with.
By the way.
Right. And no. And when that doesn't happen, right, then I need you to please, I'm asking you to have the same energy here and the same energy on the fan and say he's not a magnet.
On one condition.
He's not
on
great.
one condition.
Yeah.
You're sitting right there.
Yeah.
Okay?
If I'm here,
I'll do it.
Fine.
We got it. We
Fair
have
enough.
ourselves an agreement.
Okay.
One other basketball note for you. I thought this was interesting. Rocket center Sengun, who Tyron and I both love, and would love to see in our respective teams because that dude's a baller.
Yes, I want him to work on defense, but he's on offense. He's
legit.
Tremendous.
He's legit. He's a problem for everybody. So Sengun got kicked out of a game last night.
Yeah.
There's a female ref who called a foul against him.
Right after ejecting the coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Sengun looks at the female ref, and he calls her an effing B.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
And he gets obviously immediately tossed out of the game, as he should be. Now, that in and of itself, a little embarrassing for him. But, look, if you're going to say that to a man ref, say it to a woman ref. That's the deal. She signed up for that, unfortunately, and she probably has heard worse.
Right.
Here's my issue with it. Did you know that game was being sponsored by the National Girls and Women in Sports Day event?
Ooh.
Yeah. So on the day that we're honoring National Girls and Women in Sports Day, Sengun called the female referee an effing B.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It wasn't the tip-off. He saw the crowd.
Yeah.
And when they do those games, they block out seats. There were a lot of young ladies in that arena.
Yes.
So it's worse.
Tough luck. You picked a bad day. You picked a bad day. We'll give you Super Bowl thoughts before we skedaddle right after this.
Aaron Judge, no stranger to hitting 60 home runs in a season, but we certainly aren't going to put a FanDuel win total or even DraftKings at 60. So Sam, our producer, set it at 55. Aaron Judge will hit 55-plus home runs this year. You going to buy or sell?
All right, Aaron Rodgers here.
Oh, there
Aaron,
he is.
What do you think? What do you think, Aaron? Can you hit 55? Aaron Judge, right? Got it in my head here. 55 is asking a lot, Sam. It's asking a lot. He hit 53 last year, 58 the year before, 37, but that was the year he hurt his toe in Dodger Stadium, and then, of course, 62. I got to sell this. All right, you're asking for just to be 7 home runs off the record? I mean, no, we can't keep doing this every year here. Plus, he does have an injury history there. Over the last 2 years, he's been completely healthy. I'll just say no. Between possibility of an injury, teams waking up and going, nope, not pitching to him. I'll take the under here. Although, as a Yankee fan, he better. He better, because if he don't, Yankees going to be in a lot of trouble.
So I've decided to go by the letter of the law. Sam is not going to like this. Sam is not going to like my answer. Yep. Sam, listen. Sam leaves these little loopholes in the buy or sell. 55 home runs between 55 plus regular season, postseason, World Baseball Classic. Buy. Spring training. Buy. Above 55. Between spring training, World Baseball Classic, regular season, and postseason, Aaron Judge will hit 55 home runs. He didn't say this season. He didn't say this season. He said this year. The graphic says this year.
Fantasy Sports Today. Friday, starting at 3 p.m. Only on SportsGrid.
talking more about the Sengun thing from last night. We're debating, would he get another game suspension? I don't think he will.
I don't think he will.
And we were going over what are the key words, the action words that you would say to a female ref versus a male ref that would warrant an extra game suspension.
Right.
Obviously, the C word is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what the word is. I think maybe CS to a guy.
Yes.
That might get you the extra game. That's always the magic word in baseball.
Right.
That gets you kicked out.
Of course, if a Caucasian player used a racial slur towards a black ref, that would get you. That would get you. I also think that certain homophobic words to refs could get you as well.
Yeah, and they've been pretty consistent about that.
Yeah, they've been like
anything
across the board.
Is getting you
suspended. Yeah,
and I'm good with that.
And by the way, this was not, just to be clear, because I don't want anybody to misinterpret. The female ref did not ask for anything.
No.
She got about the game and moved on.
She did the right
thing. This was not her.
No.
Just to make it clear, I don't want people to say the female ref had thin skin. She didn't do anything. She did what she had to do when she got called.
If you called a male ref an effing B, you're getting kicked out of the game.
Right.
Like
she didn't ask for any more.
She did nothing wrong.
Right. There were others asking.
Yeah. It looked like our big story yesterday about the hockey player that decked the kid at Penn State went crazy viral.
It did.
And 90% of the people are with me and you. You call my mother a whore, you're getting dropped.
I mean, period.
And that's it. Now he's got to go through court and all that, but my goodness, he'll be just fine.
Yeah. And still, apparently.
And the dude that got rocked is probably going to ask for a couple bucks and not press charges, and see how that goes. But it is Super Bowl Friday. A couple minutes from now, Tyrone's going to give you his picks on the Super Bowl. And yes, we made it through a rather uneventful Super Bowl week, and now the game is here.
Yeah.
And every time I try to figure out the outcome of this game, and I put my obvious biases aside as a Jet fan, Jet fans are also in a weird spot, as we discussed earlier. I can't have my nemesis win, and I know I'm going to have to deal with the negative fallout if the quarterback I drafted and gave up on wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I can't win either way. I just think, and to be fair, if you go back to our shows throughout the season, when we did our Power 5 every Wednesday, I had the Seattle Seahawks in my top 5 for a very, very long time this year. So I'm not going to abandon my thoughts on them now. I think they are a better football team. I think Vrabel is a great coach. They ain't about coaching. I don't think there's a coaching edge in this game. I think if you take a look at how Drake May has played against winning teams and good defenses, and you're honest with yourself, he has not played great. He had a great season. He was runner-up for MVP. But when you look at what he did in the playoffs thus far, and when you look at what he did specifically against better teams, his performance was not up to snuff. I think you're going up against a very, very good, maybe even top 3 or 4 defense in the NFL. The only way I can envision New England winning this game is if their defense rattles Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold, and not just because he's quarterback, and it's easy, the quarterback's got to play well. I'm not being cliche about it. When Sam Darnold doesn't throw an interception, the Seahawks do not lose.
It's impossible.
That's it.
Yeah.
And when he does throw interceptions, they still win a lot of games.
Right.
But I think it just comes down, can New England do to Sam Darnold what they did to C.J. Stroud, what they did to Justin Herbert, and what they did to Jarrett Stidham?
Yeah.
If he doesn't feel pressure, I think he can pick them apart, and I think this game actually could get out of hand very quickly.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that point. I also think the thing to watch, and this is not to give Drake May any excuses because he has not been good in the playoffs. I want to be clear. But Will Campbell, their stud left tackle that they drafted rookie, had a good regular season, but when you look inside the numbers, he was also very bad against the really good defenses, and Seattle has a really good defense. Can his blind side hold up in the game, or do they game plan around it to protect? Will Campbell has been terrible in the playoffs, and it's directly affected his quarterback. Does that kid have a great game and stone Seattle, or is he a turnstile again, and does the game get implode?
All right, before Tyrone gives you his picks and his thoughts from a wagering standpoint, I got to at least give you my prediction on the game. I'm not using the spread, obviously, and I know they're favored by 4.5 and hasn't moved an inch at all either way. I think it's going to be Seattle 27 and the Patriots 13. So that's my prediction on the outcome of the Super Bowl. If you're going to wager responsibly. Have a plan, stick to that plan. Here's Tyrone Johnson's Super Bowl picks.
Absolutely. There'll be other parlay picks that you can get online exclusive from us on our social media over the weekend, so make sure you do that. But I like, in the game, and I hate to be cliche, I like the Seahawks minus the 4.5 against New England. And if it helps anybody, I also like the over in the total because if you look at Craig's score right there, there's a chance that could go over to 45.
What's the over under? 40-something?
45.5. So I like the over if that does anything for you. But cliche, I think they're better and they're going to win by double digits. Seattle's the better football team.
All right, you're 42-28 on the year, which is a year unlike many years you've probably ever had. That's a solid winning year for Tyrone. So you are taking Seattle.
Yes.
Minus the 4.5.
Yes.
If, again, as Tyrone said, we have plenty of Super Bowl content, new content, exclusive content coming your way on Saturday and Sunday on all of our social media platforms. Be sure to download and subscribe to the podcast, The Craig Carton Show, and watch us on YouTube. And enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see you Monday with all the results.